Day 2. Let us get to the workshop. Let's get these knives done. Got the bench ready and the leather last night. I also found a sheath actually for one of these knives, for that one. So I've got a sheath for that one. It's a sheath with dangler. So I only have to make 4 sheaths now, which is a godsend because I don't like making sheaths. My cutting board and what I'm going to take off this today. I'll find my templates. First I'm just going to check the back of the leather, make sure where I'm cutting that there are no scratches and scars on the leather. Really easy to mark this face. That's why I always cover the bench up with cardboard so there's nothing there that can scratch it. That will be, that's the bushcraft template. That's a sheath which I dried too quickly after it had been dyed, and it made the leather brittle and it cracked, but it is now the template for my bushcraft knife, and I think that is the camp knife template. I think that's the latest one I did. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so yeah, it's them two. So I've simply got to mark these out, try and get the best I can out my piece of leather. Always remember, if you want the good side of your leather, so that'll be the good side, you need to mark out on the rough side. So yeah, if you've got an attached belt loop on this, so you would have a belt loop on there. Sorry, you would have a belt loop there, so that when you close, if it's a right-handed sheath, your belt loop would go over. If you mark it the wrong way around, your belt loop will end up on this side, so when you fold your sheath over, you end up with a left-handed sheath. So be aware of that. I speak from personal experience there. One. I've also got to cut welts for these, little welt to run down the inside just to bring the sheath out slightly, padded out, make it a better fit on the knife. I'll carry on and cut these out now. Oh, got waylaid there, so it's late in the afternoon now. I've cut some 3mm leather from my other stock for the folding knife, and I kind of always do the fronts of these first. So what I need to do, I've wet the leather and I need to mould it around the actual folder now. I'll spend quite a while doing that, just shifting it over till I get it right. It's about there. Yeah, I'll spend a while just pressing that down. I'm not going to bother making a clamp for it. I have done in the past to clamp it down. I'll just wet mould it so it fits the actual knife better, and then I'll hold it in place and let it dry. They're cut and they just need the welts cutting now before I can carry on. I just use my old V-gouge for that, don't go quite to the top. I should do. What's that for that one? Yeah, so the welt sits in there. So that's one. That's the odd sheath as well, that one. So 2 of them. I didn't bother showing you the process of getting these sheaths to this stage because after all, this isn't really a making sheaths tutorial or anything, but basically they were the leather templates I cut out, which have been grooved. They've had the welts glued on and they've been dyed inside, and they've been treated with neat's foot oil and they've been flattened out and smooth, rubbed slick down, and I've put these stitch markings in. I've sewn the belt loops on. These really now are just waiting for me to bring them over, glue them together and sew them up, and they're pretty much done. My logo, put my logo on them. So I just finished off the little sheath for the folding knife, and that's that one. And it's got a little belt loop on the back should it wish to be carried on the belt. Really it's just a little pocket sheath, you know. But yeah, it's come out really nice, that one. It's a nice fit, won't come out of there. Nice snug fit. So that's one done. The sheath I already had, that just needs a dangler fitting, so it needs a couple of snaps. Putting on the dangler strap, the dangler. My next job now, like I said, is to get these things sewn up. Probably shouldn't take me too long now to sew these, and then I'll show you the knives, guys, which I've also been working on today. And here we go, guys, the fruits of my labours for the last week or so. It was late, really late last night when I finished these sheaths. I just wanted to get them done, so I finished off by putting the beeswax on them. They needed one more coat of beeswax and they're done, but they've come out really nice. Kind of paired them up with these knives, but really they're all interchangeable, these sheaths and knives. I like the Hamons on these W2 knives. They just come out beautiful. I think the camera can probably pick them up. Yeah, that's the nicest one in my opinion. These are the 01 knives, the bushcraft knives. That's the ash one, which is a beautiful piece of wood in itself. Really hard. 01 Scandi grind, and I put a very ever so slight micro bevel on that edge. If they look a bit messy, it's because there's oil on and bits of dust on the surface, that's all it is. Actually clean as a whistle. The 4mm one in bog oak. These are the Fox bushcraft blades, 3mm and 4mm. The oak one again has come out beautiful. And both the W2 knives, I think the 4mm, these two. And that's it for this week overall. I've really, again, enjoyed making these knives. I get just a great deal of pleasure out of knife making. They are all sharpened and ready to go. Bushcraft knives have got a really pleasing edge on them. I do take them when I grind these, I do take them to a pure Scandi, straight to a point. I then put this ever so tight, tiny micro bevel on the edge. They're really sharp, they're like razor blades. Yeah, so I put this really small micro bevel on the edge. It just really does make it easier to sharpen them, because you know, for quite a while you'll just be able to strop that little micro bevel without ever grinding or trying to sharpen the flats. That's why I do it. It also makes the edge slightly stronger. A pure Scandi down to a point is not such the tough edge that people think. It's very prone to chipping. Putting a little micro bevel on decreases the angle slightly more, making the edge stronger. It puts more steel behind the edge. So that's it. So that's my session for the last week or so. Probably the last 10 days I've been doing these. And my next session, I've not done any Damascus for a few weeks, so it's going to be Damascus time. And I've got this beautiful wood, which I think is Amboya burl. I've had this for quite a while now. I want to do something with this, and I think it deserves a nice piece of Damascus or a piece of San Mai. Well, there we go, guys. There's basically my materials for next week. My handle materials, 4 knives, probably 2 knives, 3 knives, and a piece of 80 CRV2 which is missing. That's what I'm going to do. I've got a big sheet of that, so I need to cut a slice off that, forge that down. It's about 10mm thick, so reduce that in thickness. And I'll bring you along next week, guys, and we'll see what goes up and on in the shop next week. I expect this lot will take possibly 10 days to get finished, so yeah, I'll bring you along. You can watch the fun. Thank you to my patrons. Thanks for watching. Hit the like or the dislike, whichever you like. Please sub if you haven't, and I'll see you all quite soon. Bye for now.